What's up, YouTube? This is Damon, aka the world's worst magician, and today I will be bringing you a look at the SansMinds Vapr watch. So if you're not familiar with this, I will leave a link in the description where you can check it out. But essentially what this allows you to do is have a watch worn on your wrist that actually puts out smoke. So it's a clever way to disguise some of your tricks. And yeah, let's get into it. So what you're going to receive with this package, if you already ordered it, so there was basically they took the first 300 people that did the blind campaign, and they're receiving theirs first, and then they're also doing a like a Kickstarter type campaign for people to buy the rest of them to help them make up the cost, because I guess there was some monumental costs involved with this. So what you're going to get in the box, I'll pop this open real quick, but what you'll receive is going to be the watch, the transmitter, and then refills. And the refills were actually a big part of the delay. So I have one out here where you can see it looks like a small syringe. So I guess they're shipping to different countries, and shipping, 7 of these small syringes was causing an issue because they didn't know what they were sending. So you'll also get, this is a band that you can wear around your, your arm, your leg, wherever, and it can hold this transmitter. So this is what makes the magic happen, is you press the button and then the smoke comes out of the watch. So you'll also receive a one wall charger, and the charger works for both the watch and the transmitter. So if I could do a quick demo, one thing that I do want to point out is I've been using it a little bit, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's wet there. So as you use this thing, some condensation is going to build up, and they point that out. And basically what you have to do is kind of flick it to make sure you don't get bubbles in there. So let me do a quick demo, and then we'll kind of step through how this thing's actually working. So with the transmitter, like I said, what you're going to do is have this hidden on you somewhere in your shoe or whatever, and then you're going to press the button and you will see the smoke come out. And let me put it this way so you can see the smoke come out sideways. I'll put my hand there so you can see it. So it's a fair amount of smoke, and the way that this works is there are channels cut out in the band, and then something that took a little bit longer was these things called positioners, where basically it just helps keep the tube in place. So it's very fickle. So you want this tube to be at a bend, but not 90 degrees. So if you get any kind of kinks or anything in this, you're going to get less smoke or no smoke. And then the different channels, so you see some are pointing up, some are pointing down. This position is to shoot it into your hand, and this position is to shoot it towards your forearm. So if you're doing any kind of ash effect or something like that, then you would want to shoot the smoke towards your forearm, and that way you could do a reveal. Mine, I did have some issues, so I don't know if you were one of the folks that saw the video that I put up saying that this thing broke after using it for a day. So I had some sync problems. So basically, once I take this off, this is still working as a watch when you take it off. And then this is the inner workings, where basically you have your on-off switch, and then this is the housing for the liquid to create the smoke. So if you have the problem that I have, so basically what I did is the battery died on my watch, and then I could no longer get it to produce smoke, no matter how I clicked or how I synced. I ended up having to do kind of a long press. So if you run into that issue, what you need to do is sync on the watch first, and you have 15 seconds to sync with the transmitter. But the key is when you, if you just press this reset switch on the transmitter, if you just press it, the watch will kind of act like they went into sync when they didn't. What you need to do is actually hold this down until you hear a long buzz, and that'll let you know that they're resynced. So if you run into the issue that I had, that was the problem. So I took down the other video because technically it's not broken. It still did break. So there's a piece inside of here that makes it so you can change the time, and that piece has actually fallen out. So I'm still waiting to hear back from SansMinds on how to put that back in or whatever. So that's the issue that I ran into. Anyways, if you want to see it on the wrist, I have pretty big hands. The watch it's pretty nice. I mean, it looks like a nice watch. These toggles, if you're wondering over here, they do nothing. So they're just for design. It does have the rubber band, and then it did come in 2 colors. I went with the black. You can also get the gold. So as far as battery life here, the watch itself will last for about a day, day and a half. And then the cartridge in there is good for, I believe it's like 100 to 130 puffs. And then this transmitter is good for over 7,000 clicks. And like I said, you just charge it through the USB, and the watch and the transmitter charge through the same part. So I've talked for quite some time here, and we haven't even gotten to the negatives or positives. Really, the only negative I have, other than that sink and this little bit of liquid here, I don't know if you could still see that, but that's from putting the smoke out, is the noise. So I'm going to continue talking while I push this, just so that you can hear that even when I'm talking with a regular voice, you're still going to hear that. So, you know, part of magic and part of the mystery of this thing would be to have silence. You don't want to keep talking while there's smoke going, right? Because you're going to lose that focus. The focal point needs to be on your hands so that, you know, you have this mysterious moment, right? Like you make something vanish and then all of a sudden smoke comes out of your hand silently and then the thing is there. That's, to me, that would have been better. If you're in a crowded place or something like that, I don't think you'll hear this. But even at a medium pace with several people talking, I could still hear it. So it's just a personal preference thing. You may not care at all, right? So pretty much the negatives that I have is just that noise. This tube, like I said earlier, it's a little fickle. So if you don't get it positioned correctly, then you may have some issues with it putting out the correct amount of smoke. And, you know, the other piece is that the part to do the time already fell apart. But other than that, I think this is a strong device. Yeah, there have been a lot of issues that you may or may not know about with the shipping and times and, you know, vague answers from SansMinds on all these things. There was another thing that if you ordered this, you were supposed to get, I want to say it was like $175 or $180 worth of magic from SansMinds. I have not received any of that. And when I asked them about it, they just told me that it would come in a separate package, but they have no idea when it will actually ship because they're trying to take care of the first 300 orders, and then I guess they'll get it out after that. So I was going to do an unboxing for that piece, but I cannot. So ultimately, you know, some people have already asked me if I would do it over again or was it worth it? I think so. I think it'll heighten it. Don't get this if you think you're just going to go around producing smoke from your hands all the time, because that's not what it's made for. It's made to enhance another effect, right? So, you know, maybe like a card to mouth or disappearing coins or something like that. So what you want to do is think of this as an enhancement to what you're already doing. Don't look at this as its own standalone piece, because that's not really what it's built for. So I think if you walk around, you do a lot of magic, you do a lot of up close vanishes and that sort of thing, I think this can really enhance it. You know, I don't have too much to say about it other than I would have made some changes with the tubing and maybe put in some sort of plastic. Also, these grooves, once you find the position that you want it in, you have to cut it yourself. And I don't know if I can really get this to focus so you can see it, but the tube doesn't actually fit in there. It kind of sits above it. So what I would have rather they did was just made all of these just grooves. Because when it's on your wrist, nobody would see that piece anyways. And also, if they did see it, it would look less obvious if they were all uniform, right? And then just one of them happened to have the smoke come out of it. So I think if they have a version 2 or something like that, I think that's something for them to consider, because it doesn't sit flush in here. And because of that, if you don't pull at this tube a little bit and get it to curve correctly and set correctly, the smoke will not come out as thick. So I have had several instances where it comes out super thin, and then, you know, it would be less of an effect that way. So that's a lot to take in. I've taken up a lot of your time, and I apologize for that, but I did want to cover this in depth and show you the smoke coming out. Also, one piece here at the end is you can wear this on your left or right wrist. So I wear it on my left wrist, but you can actually undo this and just turn it upside down, and then you'll be able to wear it on the right wrist. So you would just have to change, you know, the positioner or whatever to make sure that the smoke comes out correctly for your wrist. but it's not an issue to do. And then for the transmitter, like I said, you can put this in your shoe, like above your big toe or something, and you can transmit it from there. I walked across my house, and maybe from like 25, 30 feet away, this did not work. From about 5 to 8 feet away, it did work. So just be cognizant of that. The only reason I'm bringing that up is you wouldn't want to have like a partner standing somewhere trying to push this button for you. You know what I mean? Like, you want to keep it on yourself somewhere, and I think that you'll be okay. And you just do the click, and then you can hear it going off right now. So it is a pump system. I think it does work. The only issues, like I said, is you get that little bit of water trapped in there every now and again, but you just flick it out. While I'm talking about it, I'll show you the back of this. Pretty elegant design on the back. So all in all, it feels like a solid piece. Would I buy it again with all the mystery and hype and drama around it? I'm not so sure, but overall, is it a good device? I think if you can get it at the discount price, that it'll be okay. But they are saying that due to them trying to recoup their costs and such, that the price of this may go up, over $300 once it actually hits retail. And at that price point, I know there's another watch out on the market that's around that same price point, but I believe it's a functioning smartwatch. So for me, I would have rather gone that route because I always wear a smartwatch. So for me, this is kind of taking away from my everyday. But for you, it may not be if you just wear regular watches. So all in all, I hope that I've covered everything you needed. I've taken up a ton of your time, and I apologize for that. But I did want to be thorough, let you know some of the pitfalls that I've seen, something that you may see, and also give you a demo of how this thing works. So if you have any questions after all of that, then go ahead and leave it down below, and I will get back to you as soon as humanly possible. And I'll leave a link to where you can find this and its current status. And that's everything that you need to know about the SansMinds Vapr Watch. All right, see ya.
Well, I hope you liked that review. And if you have any questions, magic tricks, or decks that you want to see reviewed, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. As always, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that like button and subscribe for any future reviews. All right.